Every woman carries a quiet question deep inside her heart. She wonders if you truly see her for who she is. She isn't asking about her physical looks or the charm she shows the world. She wants to know if you see the real person behind the smile. She wants to know if you see the woman behind the strength she shows every day. When a woman hears your words, she hears much more than just a sound. Your words are like seeds planting emotions deep within her soul. A woman's heart is naturally built around the need for emotional safety. The way you speak to her can either build that safety up or tear it down completely. When your words make her feel secure and understood, she lets her guard down. She opens herself up in a way that looks or fake charm can never reach. Emotional safety is the hidden foundation of every strong bond between two people. You might think that attraction is enough to keep things going. However, attraction without a feeling of safety is shallow and temporary. A lasting connection happens when a woman feels she can be herself around you. She needs to know she won't be mocked, judged, or dismissed for her feelings. This safety doesn't come from making huge promises. It comes from the honesty and the steady tone of your voice. When you tell her that you understand her feelings, you are doing more than listening. You are telling her that her inner world truly matters to you. You are giving her a rare chance to finally rest. The world puts a heavy weight of expectations on her shoulders every single day. Your words should not be used to control or manipulate her. They should carry the power of being truly present in the moment. She will fight against a performance, but she will surrender to honesty. Many men fail to see that women are constantly tested by the world. They are measured by their beauty, their jobs, or how well they please others. In that constant battle, what they want most is a safe space. They want a place where they don't have to perform. If your words can create that space, you will become someone she never forgets. You don't always need to fix her problems or have the perfect answer. It just means you choose your words with care, so she knows she is not alone. Creating safety doesn't require a long, dramatic speech. Sometimes it is as simple as saying that you are listening and actually meaning it. Sometimes it is found in the gentle tone you use when things are hard. Other times it is found in a comfortable silence that lets her express herself freely. In those quiet moments, all resistance fades away. What grows in its place is trust, which is the real currency of love. When she feels safe, she no longer sees you as just another person. She sees you as her anchor and the one person she can lean on. She reveals her fears because she knows you won't use them against her. This is where real intimacy is born for both of you. At the core of it all, she is always asking if she is safe with you. You answer that question through your words, not through expensive gifts or looks. Your words tell her she is safe to be her true self. Validation is one of the deepest needs a woman has, yet it is often misunderstood. Most men confuse this with simple flattery or empty compliments. They think showering her with praise about her body will open her heart. But flattery is surface level, and women can sense when it is fake. Validation goes much deeper than a simple compliment about her appearance. It acknowledges her character, her hard work, and her very essence. It makes her feel valued for who she is, not just how she looks. Anyone can say she looks amazing, but that doesn't last. Those words don't leave a mark because they can be said to anyone else. Real validation is rare because it requires you to be fully present. It requires you to actually pay attention to the details of her life. You must notice her strength when she feels weak. You should acknowledge the kindness she shows that others might miss. When you see her resilience, those words strike a chord deep inside her. Validation tells her she is more than just a face or a body. It says you value her for how she shows up. That kind of recognition gives her a sense of worth that a mirror cannot show. Every woman longs to know she is more than the roles she plays. She wants to know that you see the layers beneath the surface of her life. Validation is powerful because it speaks to her truth. When you tell her you respect how she handles hard times, she feels seen. When you notice how much she cares for others, she feels truly appreciated. These words are never mistaken for flattery because they are based on what you see. This creates a deep bond of trust. She realizes you are not just impressed by her looks, but by her soul. When a woman feels this, her resistance dissolves into a deep connection. You are giving her something the world rarely offers: recognition without a hidden agenda. It allows her to exist without having to pretend. If she knows you value her essence, she doesn't have to hide her flaws. She can just be herself because your words have told her she is enough. This isn't about growing her ego, it's about affirming her as a human. When you do this honestly, she feels a deep comfort. There are 3 simple words that every woman secretly wants to hear. I see you. These words are more powerful than any romantic poem or expensive gift. Being seen isn't about your physical eyes noticing her presence in a room. It is about recognizing the emotions she usually keeps hidden. It is about the dreams she carries and the struggles she goes through quietly. When you say you see her and mean it, you acknowledge her deeply. Most women spend their lives being looked at but never truly understood or seen. They are judged or admired, but rarely seen beneath that. This phrase is irresistible because it is a validation of her entire soul. It tells her she is not invisible and she can stop pretending. It shows her that someone is aware of the real person she is. You are telling her she doesn't have to fight for your attention. She doesn't need to perform because her authentic self is already enough for you. This is the gift she has been waiting for, even if she stays quiet. To be seen is to be accepted, and to be accepted is to feel safe. The power is in the delivery. If these words come from a place of truth, they touch her heart instantly. She feels them as a mirror reflecting her true self back to her. In a world where she is often misunderstood, this recognition is very healing. It is about noticing the small things she does. Notice the way she helps others without asking for any credit at all. Notice how she stays strong when the world expects her to break down. When you give these hidden parts a voice, she feels understood. And when she feels understood, her heart opens up to you. Every woman is carrying a story, and some of those stories are very heavy. When you tell her you see her, you tell her that her story matters. You are saying that you notice the things that everyone else ignores. You are declaring that she no longer has to be silent. These words don't just acknowledge her, they set her spirit free. A woman can always tell if a man is truly present or just acting. An act might work for a little while, but presence touches her soul. Presence means you are fully there with her in that moment. You aren't distracted by your phone or wearing a mask to get her attention. Your tone and your body language all say that you are here. This experience is very rare in the modern world, making it irresistible. Trying too hard to impress her is actually exhausting for her. When a man performs, she feels the gap between the act and the reality. Women are intuitive and can sense when gestures are forced or fake. But when you are truly present, you don't need to try so hard. Your attention communicates more than any script ever could. Presence is power because it gives her something that money cannot buy. It gives her the feeling of being the center of your focus. In a loud and busy world, being fully present is the greatest gift. When you listen without interrupting, you show her that she matters. Few things are more attractive to a woman than the feeling of mattering. When you choose to be present, you build an environment of deep trust. She doesn't have to guess your motives because you aren't putting on a show. Your words come naturally and are rooted in the truth. An act fades quickly, but your presence stays in her memory forever. Being present also means you can be comfortable when things are quiet. You don't need to fill every second with talking to keep her interested. Sometimes she feels your strength most in the quiet moments. A steady presence tells her she doesn't need to be anyone else. She can finally relax because you accept her exactly as she is now. Truthfully, being present takes a lot of courage from a man. It requires you to drop the ego and risk being your real self. Authenticity will always win over a fake performance in the long run. A woman will move away from a mask but open up to the truth. What she wants most is not a perfect man, but a real connection. Connection is only born when you are fully there with her. When you are present, you communicate with your energy and not just words. You tell her you are there to connect, not just to impress her. In that space, all her resistance disappears because she has found your real self. This is a very powerful way to connect. You can become her emotional mirror by reflecting her feelings back to her. This doesn't mean you just copy her, it means you are tuned in. When she feels her emotions are understood, she feels a rare connection. This reflection makes her drop her guard and let you in. Most women are not looking for a man to fix every single problem. They are not always looking for logic or a list of solutions. What they want first is for you to acknowledge how they feel. They want to know that their feelings make sense to you. When you say you see how much something hurt her, you create a bridge. Being an emotional mirror requires you to be patient and pay attention. It requires you to stop the urge to argue or move too fast. You are telling her that you feel what she feels. This is powerful because it shows you are engaged with her heart. Many women are afraid to open up because they fear being judged. They worry that if they show too much, their feelings will be dismissed. But when you mirror her, you erase that fear entirely. You tell her through your responses that her emotions are safe with you. She doesn't have to edit herself or hide her personal truth. She can lay down her defenses because you aren't fighting her feelings. You are reflecting them back to her with real care. Mirroring is not about manipulation or just saying what she wants to hear. It is about aligning yourself with what she is going through right now. It is about being so focused that you understand the feeling behind her words. You prove that you are not detached. When a woman feels mirrored, she feels truly seen and very safe. And when she feels safe, she opens up in ways she never would otherwise. This tells her that her feelings matter and that you are not afraid of them. Resistance melts away and is replaced by closeness. Vulnerability is often seen as a weakness, but it is actually a great strength. A woman is drawn to the courage it takes to lower your walls. This soft power is irresistible because it reveals who you really are. It shows her you aren't hiding behind a fake ego. When you share your own truth, you are not losing control of the situation. You are creating intimacy and showing her that you trust her. That trust invites her to trust you back in a natural way. Women know when you are acting strong just for show. They also know when your strength comes from a place of deep honesty. A man who acts perfect might be interesting for a minute, but honesty wins. Vulnerability doesn't mean complaining or sharing every single little insecurity you have. It means revealing enough truth to show you are human. It could be admitting you were nervous or sharing a story from your past. It could be telling her how much you value her being there. These small moments of truth go deeper than any act could ever go. Vulnerability softens the space between two people. It removes the masks that people wear to protect their own hearts. When you are open, she feels she doesn't have to be perfect either. She realizes she doesn't have to perform to get your approval. That exchange of truth creates a very strong bond. Many men avoid being vulnerable because they are afraid of being rejected. They think showing a crack in the armor makes them look less masculine. But the opposite is actually true for most women. Vulnerability shown with confidence actually commands a lot of respect. It shows you are strong enough to own your story, even the messy parts. To a woman, that kind of honesty is much more magnetic than perf. Action. It builds emotional depth and moves things past just surface attraction. It creates a space with a real human being. When she feels trusted with your inner world, she responds with trust. When trust flows both ways, all the old resistance simply vanishes. In the end, she doesn't want perfection, she wants a real man. She wants someone who can admit a mistake or a fear. That kind of power doesn't demand anything, it gently pulls her closer. Every word you say has a literal meaning and an unspoken message. A woman hears your words, but her intuition feels your true intention. This is why the same phrase can feel different. The difference is found in your energy, your tone, and the silent message. When you say you are there for her, she checks if you are distracted. If your tone matches your words, she feels a sense of comfort. If they don't match, she feels a sense of distance. Women are very good at reading what is between the lines of a conversation. They sense the truth in how you say things, not just the words. The unspoken message is what tells her if you can be trusted. It is carried in the way you look at her. If you say she matters, but your actions say something else, she won't believe you. But when your words and your presence match, she feels it deeply. The phrase changes from just a sound into a real emotional truth. This certainty is what makes you irresistible. A woman usually resists because something important is missing from the connection. If she feels you are hesitating or being fake, she will withdraw. But when your silent message is steady and calm, she feels safe. She realizes she can trust the man behind the words. Even your silence carries a message about who you are as a man. The way you pause or listen without judging communicates a lot to her. Sometimes the words are few, but the energy is so strong she feels it. That feeling is what stays with her after you leave. She remembers feeling valued, safe, and truly heard by you. The most powerful things aren't said in big speeches, but in small moments. A simple statement of pride can move her if it is real. It is about the soul you put into every single word. When you align your words with your energy, you don't have to chase her. She feels your value without you having to try too hard. She knows your words aren't empty because your energy proves they are real. In that alignment, all the resistance disappears. There is one statement that has more power than almost any other. It isn't a dramatic declaration of love or a promise of forever. The most irresistible thing she can hear is that you see the real her. These words go deeper than any compliment ever could. They answer a need she carries quietly inside her every single day. Most of the time, she is only valued for her surface or her beauty, but she rarely feels that someone sees the layers hidden underneath. Every woman has a version of herself she guards very closely. This is the side with the fears, the dreams, and the private struggles. When you say you see the real her, you are looking past the mask. That recognition is powerful because it makes her feel safe and seen. Valuing her in that state is life-changing for her. It tells her she doesn't need to polish herself to be accepted by you. You are telling her that the unfiltered version of her is enough. This gives her the freedom to finally relax in your presence. She no longer has to perform to get your approval. This statement speaks to her deepest fear and her deepest desire. Her fear is that if you saw the real her, you might leave. Her desire is that you will see it all and choose to stay. You dissolve that fear and fulfill that desire at once. However, these words can never be spoken if you don't mean them. They must come from real observation and being present with her. A woman knows when words are empty and when they are real. To see her, you must pay attention to how she really is. Notice the quiet strength she has and the way she cares for others. Only then will your words have the weight they need to be true. When spoken honestly, this statement stays in her memory forever. It is rare to feel truly seen and valued in this world. Once she feels this from you, the walls crumble and connection is natural. Every woman wants to be loved for who she really is inside. When you give her that gift, she simply cannot resist it. At the heart of it all, one truth stands out. Women don't fall for empty lines or big, fake performances. They respond to your presence, your honesty, and your recognition. When you create safety and validate her essence, you speak a deep language. Vulnerability and honesty are what build real trust. The irresistible statement is just a reflection of your own truth. When you can look at her and say you see the real her, you answer her heart. You are telling her that she is enough exactly as she is. The moment she feels that is true, her resistance is gone. What is left is a connection that is deep and unforgettable. You no longer have to wonder what to say or how to act. You simply have to be there, be real, and let her know she is seen. This is the path to a heart that is truly open and a bond that lasts.